What is up, Notre Dame fans? How are you? Happy 4th of July coming up. We have a lot to discuss. What are we going to discuss? I've got no idea because it's a call in show. We hadn't done one since January before last week. And Tim texted me this morning and said, "Hey, got some family in town, whatever, whatever. It's going to be a zoo at the house. I can't do a show tonight." Called up Kyle Kelly. He can't do a show tonight. And I was like, you know what? Last week's call-in show was entertaining, so let's run it back. Let's run it back. If Swandong calls, I'm not answering. I got like memed from last week. Bro talking crazy with the call in. Call into the show 605-313-5550. And then it's going to ask you for an access code. You're going to punch in 5049450 #. Or if you're under the age of like 25, you might call that a hashtag. No, it's a pound. Okay. The pound key. Mike, it's not working. It's a user error. It works. 605-313-5550, access code 5049450 #. I mean, we could talk some Fighting Irish recruiting. What else? What else is on your mind, Notre Dame fans? I'm here. And Hoodie Mike's back. Okay. Hoodie Mike is back. And if you want to get swagged up, like, Mike, the hoodie looks great. Look at it. I mean, hold on. Let me go full cam here. I mean, come on. A little Roback. It's clean. Okay. Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Search Notre Dame, and this is the Notre Dame line. The Notre Dame Dancing Clover is new. You got the Fighting Irish. You got the Golden Domer. The Hezzy Collegiate hoodie. The blue looks clean. You got a couple quarter zips. Got a white hoodie, and then this is what I'm wearing. This gray hoodie with the Fighting Irish logo. I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time. It's like I feel like it looks good enough to where I can wear it in all sorts of settings, casually, or like throw some nice jeans with it. Some nice kicks. I rock Yeezys. Believe it or not, my buddy gave me some Yeezys. I wear Yeezys, so if you see me out at a function, I might be wearing Yeezys. It is a killer hoodie, Ryan. And you know what's crazy? This guy J Carr is in every single YouTube show known to man. I saw some Tulsa live shows, and J Carr was in the Tulsa YouTube chats. Apparently, I met J Carr 3 years ago. I remember meeting Notre Dame fans when I went and saw Peyton Bowen. I know. He was a Notre Dame commit at the time. Marcus Freeman and Chris O'Leary were at the game. And I met Jay Carr and his dad. I forgot. And it was revealed to me today that I had met Jay Carr. I didn't know it was Jay Carr. How about that? And now he just like lives to troll me in YouTube chats now. So there you go, Jay Carr. There's your shout out. Your dad was cool though. 605-313. Let's see. Do I have any calls yet? I do not. 605-313-5550. Notre Dame. Okay. Let's talk about this recruiting class for the Irish. By the way, something simple. What's going on? Glad you are here. Greetings from the Philippines. Greetings from my office. Have you been to Blue and Gold this week? Because we got Eric Hansen. I love it. We got Tyler James. We got the Inside ND sports community. It's awesome. Okay. So On3 bought Rivals, and we basically just like brought in that whole community, the staff, the members, everything. So Eric Hansen is the man. I've looked up to Eric for years now. So Indiana sports writer and sportscasters Hall of Famer. Don't worry about where he went to school though, but he is a goat. How many people got to work with Lou Emoji and Eric Hansen? I don't know. I don't know. It can't be that many, right? Can't be that many. Come on. Tyler is a good dude, Ryan. I'm enjoying working with Tyler so far. Um, Notre Dame's recruiting class. Yep, that's where we were going. I'll keep an eye on if we get any calls, guys. Okay, let's just take an overarching look. Overarching look at the class. Okay, Notre Dame's currently got the number 3 class in the country. It's not bad at all. Mike, we always start out hot. I know, but not this time of the year. Not by July. Notre Dame's usually fallen to 7 or 8, and it's like, will they sign top 10? Right now, it's will they sign a top 5 class? Okay. This class score over here of a 92.66 is very impressive. That is up from a 91.47. That's a difference of 1.19. I know these are kind of arbitrary numbers unless you know what this class score stuff means, but 1.19 is actually a pretty big bump. It's significant because last year's class was number 12 in the country. Right now, Notre Dame's got the number 3 class. 22 commitments with a blue chip ratio of 82%. 82%. Generally speaking, anything above 50% is very good, right? Maybe not for like a Notre Dame or an Ohio State or a Georgia or an Alabama. You're shooting for a higher blue chip ratio than 50%. But for Notre Dame to be above, I mean, let's look at last year's blue chip ratio, 56%. The 2024 class, 57%. 2023 class, 78%. Very good. But also, they only took 23 commits. That's not a high amount. 2022 class, 22 commits, 77% blue chip ratio, right? Notre Dame right now has 22 commits. Better blue chip ratio, in the Irish have maybe 5, 6, 7 commits to add. I mean, this class is going to be around 30 players when it comes to it. And that blue chip ratio is only going up. It is only going up. We got a caller 304. I'll get to you in a second. JCar says, who is your dark horse in this class? I'm going Sullivan Garvin. Sorry. I have a Yeti here with the straw. I just removed the straw. I'm not drinking out of a straw on a YouTube show. So that's just what I was doing. Dark horse. I mean, like, you look at this bottom, the bottom 6 ranked guys right now. And by the way, when On3 updates their rankings, I feel like I've talked about this so many times. Kent, what's going on, brother? It's going to there's going to be wholesale changes because the current Rivals rankings are going away, and On3 is going to update their own rankings and then rebrand it to Rivals. So big changes. So some players that were ranked really high by Rivals are going to drop, and then other players who were ranked really low by Rivals will rise. It just is what it is with On3 purchasing Rivals and doing away with Rivals rankings, and On3's rankings becoming Rivals. So that makes sense. But anyways, looking at the 6, these are all studs, dude. Garvin, Clapper. I mean, you have 4 3-star players. And do any of us really think that Tiki Hola is a 3-star? I mean, ESPN's ranked him pretty high. That Rivals ranking, that's going to hurt him. On3 currently is not super high on him, number 98 defense lineman. But do any of us really think he's a 3-star? I would probably go with Dylan Faison. I don't think anyone's really talking about Dylan Faison in this class. I think Charlie Tom has got the chance to be really, really good as well. So dark horse in the class, I would go Dylan Faison. I'll go Dylan Faison. All right, guys. Call in 605-313-5550. Taking this call, and then I got no one. So call in. Call in. What's your name, boss? Where are you calling in from?
My name is Eric. I'm calling from Northeast Ohio.
Eric, what's up, bro?
Hey, I just want to call you and thank you because people ask me all the time, how do you know so much about Notre Dame football? And I just smile and laugh, and I say it's because of Mike Springer.
All right. You're glazing a little bit, but I like it. I like it, Eric.
No, I'm serious. People tell me all the time, you know so much about football.
But in what sense? Because I tell people that if you follow recruiting, you're a smarter Notre Dame fan because you know more about the players. Is that your case, or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm old enough to remember '88, but I'm the type of fan that for years I got so tired of Notre Dame fans because I became one of them. We're always complaining. And we always kept saying, let's do what everybody else is doing. And now I feel like we're doing it like everybody else. And my generation is starting to complain about it. But I love following the recruiting, whether we get them or not. You've made me a fan of recruiting.
Really?
I never used to follow it. Yeah.
And in what sense? Like, was it the recruiting shows with just my videos with Darren Pritchett, articles, tweets?
Let's see. I found your show. I can't remember the exact. It was during Hartman's season, about halfway through. It was a game, and I was like, I just wanted. No one in my house cares about football, and I was just like trying to find some way to share the way I was feeling, and I found you and Tim, and I've been hooked ever since. So,
Dude, I love it. That like I always say that like the diehards are the ones who really follow recruiting. It's 12 months a year. I mean, you if you follow recruiting, it's literally every day of the year. So
I love YouTube now because before all we had, it seemed like, was ESPN for a long time, and I hated ESPN, and I hate it even more. Maybe I shouldn't say that on the air, but I love the fact that there's much resources for us. Yeah, junkies.
100%, and that's we say junkies, and it's in a positive light. You're Notre Dame junkies, man. You just can't get enough. I love it. I love it.
I drive hours every day for my job, and that's all. I just go from podcast and listen, to all these different podcasts. But
I love it.
I always look forward to you guys the most.
Well, you got anything you want to talk about? Anything on your mind?
No, everyone is so worried about this. I don't want to talk about other shows, like who are we going to lose, or can I get more? And I'm like, why can't Notre Dame fans ever enjoy the moment, ever?
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
My worry, Eric, is from like the recruiting standpoint, because that's the majority of my jobs covering recruiting, and I can just see now like Notre Dame pretty much wraps up their class, and maybe they go for like one or two flip targets down the stretch or something. It's like, and then Notre Dame doesn't get any of them. It's like, oh, we finished weak, and I'm like, you shithead. What? Notre Dame just signed like Joey O'Brien and Kari Adams and Ian Primer and Roddy Dunham. It's like, these might all be 5 stars. Like,
I couldn't believe every time my phone lit up. I'm like, really? Again?
The Ian Primer one the other day, Eric, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was going to stay at home. I think there was someone in Iowa or Kansas last year that stayed home that was really good.
Yeah, Lincoln Cure. Yep.
Yeah, and I thought for sure he was just going to stay at home. It's just, I remember 100 years ago when I went to college and I went far away, and I laughed after one semester. It was just too much. I don't know how kids do it.
I got something for you. This is crazy. Okay. Derek Young covers Kansas State for On3. I hope he's okay with me sharing this. He messaged me this, and he said, we talked about this recently on a show. Notre Dame is really the only national program to beat Kansas State head-to-head for in-state kids that they really lock in and want So like when Kansas State really wants and goes after an in-state kid, Notre Dame is like the only
Yeah.
program recently that's beat Kansas State.
Wow.
They've beat Oregon, Oklahoma, Texas, Ohio State for in-state kids the past few years. They beat the players they beat Kansas State for Joe Otting, the interior offensive lineman a couple years ago, Dylan Edwards. Now,
Yeah.
I think he's at Kansas State now, and he didn't even sign with Notre Dame, but Notre Dame did beat Kansas State for him initially, and Premer.
Yeah.
And dude, this Kansas State writer thought that Premer's going to Kansas State the day of the announcement, Eric. So, yeah, man.
It's exciting. We're living an exciting time, and I just wish Notre Dame fans would just lighten up and enjoy it.
Lighten up, enjoy it.
I really.
Well, Eric, I enjoyed this call, man. You call in anytime. Are you on our website, blueandgold.com?
No, I'm not.
That's the next plunge. That is the next plunge.
I'm the only sole support of my family, and I have to watch how I spend my money. I just don't have it. I apologize, but I wish I could. So
all good, Eric.
But I have to make sacrifices. So
hey, no, you're good, Eric. Just appreciate you calling in, and yeah, everyone in the chat saying great caller.
Well, hey, thank you for your time. I know your time is money, so thank you.
All right, Eric. Thanks for calling in, man.
All right.
All right, we got 720 next. I'll get to you in just a moment. Let me go through a few. Great caller, by the way. Eric was awesome. Something Simple said, why did Notre Dame not offer Diabell? It's a great question. He camped at Notre Dame in 2024 for Irish Invasion, and the Irish could have been that, like, an early offer for him. He wanted Notre Dame, and the Irish just didn't. I think it was just an evaluation thing. I think it was just. I think it's a swing and a miss. Noah Grubbs has got a ton of talent, so they're fine. But Diabell, I think they could have had Diabell in this class if they would have offered, but they didn't. They didn't. Bernie said, "Where is Captain Tim and his boat?" Captain Tim called out for today, so would have loved to talk to Tim, but no Tim today. Unfortunate. We'll see him next week. He just had some family in town. There's a little crazy town around there. And then I have an early flight to South Bend tomorrow. So I will not have a show. Like I couldn't do a show tomorrow because I'm traveling, and then Friday's 4th of July. So there you go. Bernie, man, my phone is just blowing up. Bernie, appreciate you. Something Simple again. As far as 2027 quarterbacks, love both offers. Leaning towards Houston. What are your thoughts, Mike? Get either of them. I mean, both are awesome. Gerard, I think Gerard might end up being like a 5-star type kid. Like that kid is awesome. Peyton Houston, I think the size is going to hold him back from being ranked higher, but I mean, that dude is electric. Let's get to 720. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
This is Reed from Denver, Colorado.
All right, Reed, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Just in the midst of summer, and just this is the best time to talk about football. So, I got 2 questions, if that's okay. The first, I want to start off with this new transfer portal rule. To keep it, in my eyes, simple for this, I just like to think that there's always a transfer portal open because that's just what it seems like. Can you explain just like the 3? Because I'm pretty sure there is like 3 like major phases of that, and what really this one is today.
Bro, I'm so sorry. I have no idea. What even was it? I saw there was like a new one-time transfer portal for specific kids. I don't even know.
Okay, so that sounds like a position thing then for like quarterbacks, because this one seems really tailored to the BYU case.
All right, so here's the headline: NCAA issues waiver for designated student athletes. So what is a designated student athlete?
Yeah, it could be anything.
Players placed on this are grandfathered are grandfathered in that are exempt from the new roster limits. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely on. What was your name again, bro? Reed. This whole house stuff, I don't care. Just wake me up when it's all over, and I'd rather talk ball and recruiting. I'm sorry, I have not followed this crap at all.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't like it either, dude. I don't like all the change, like this stuff. This changes. I really think it's once they change the one-time transfer rule there that you can transfer once, and now it's just you can transfer how many times you want without penalty, and then NIL. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I'm a little bit more of a traditionalist when it comes to college football, so I just kind of bury my head in the sand in some of this stuff. Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, it's just unsurprising, or at this point or anything. But I got a little uniform question too to ask about. On a couple of the recruiting photos, there's been a bunch of like combos with the white pants that we played with last year that I loved. And then I want to talk about the Shamrock jerseys because I think they've just gone a little bit just kind of sad lately. Like back when we had the Manti Te'os and the like in that era, that was like the prime Shamrock series like uniforms. It was simple, it was clean, no like crazy fonts and stuff, just nice classic stuff. And I kind of like what we're doing with the uniforms with having all white at USC. Do you know anything about how permanent that will be?
Reed, how old are you?
I am 22.
Yeah, you sound young. And you caring about like that transfer portal thing, that's a new age, bro. You're not like old and grouchy like me. Like, get off my lawn. I don't like this. And now you're calling in about the Shamrock series. I'm so sorry, man. I don't care. I don't. As long as Notre Dame doesn't try it out there in pink. I've never cared about jerseys. I don't care about announcers. People don't like my announcer take. Jason Garrett's fine to me. Like, people don't like Jason Garrett. The guy coached in the NFL. He played in the NFL. Like, I want to listen to what he has to say. I don't care. Like, there's just so many things.
That's a Cowboys hater thing.
Maybe I don't care about the Cowboys. Jason Garrett was a Dolphin for a little while. It was like a 4th-string quarterback for us. So it's like, I don't care about jerseys. If they don't wear pink or purple or brown, like if they're wearing green, gold, blue, or white, I'm good. I mean, if they even rain out black jerseys against Indiana like that Nimrod on Twitter was talking about, that I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, that was an exciting thing for Notre Dame fans. And I think like with recruiting and all the swag everyone gets, and I'm pretty sure we're locked in with Under Armour again. It's just something cool to think about, something fresh. And I do believe that kids take that into consideration with all their Instagram posts and stuff. Like,
yeah, you're right.
I think about that.
Yeah. Peter Pye says we all know that Tirico and Collinsworth was peak.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anything with Mike Tirico is awesome. I thought Doug Flutie was okay. Right. Was Flutie
Mike
okay?
Mike called the Syracuse game this year.
What about the Syracuse game?
He should call that because he's an alumni and he always did the Notre Dame stuff. That would kind of be like a cool little reunion. I
don't know if I'll even watch the Syracuse game. Is there anyone important playing in for the Orange? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I that's just what my mind is in summer right now. As all, I just kind of want to just throw things that no one can think about.
So
thank you for letting me to feel that.
Yeah, I've had popped up on the screen visit photos, and you got one kid in all green, the blue on white, which I think was the Georgia Tech game, and then just the road. I think they all look awesome. I like the green on gold. But yeah, dude, I everything that I like the Shamrock series if it's a one-off game and it's a little funky. Like, did you like the 2018 one, the pinstripe?
Yeah, I like it just more like the area there. If you're gonna because it kind of has like a fit and a theme, like hockey does with the Winter Classics. They kind of have a theme that fits with it, and I kind of like that. And it has a culture for Notre Dame that's unique.
Yeah. See, I like those. It's one game. Like, it's one game, and if Notre Dame wore that all year, I'd probably throw up. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Just don't do anything that Illinois did last year with their throwbacks with the fake leather helmets. Those are awful.
It was bad. All right, Reed from Colorado. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Good call. I wish I had more for him. I wish I had more from him. All right, going. I think this is Eric from Utah. We've had Colin a few times. Am I correct?
You are correct, Mike. How's it going, man?
Eric, it's good, bro. What's on your mind, man?
No, don't have much to say, but want to, like the guy said earlier, keeping me sane through the summer. Been
Good.
listening to a lot of the blue and gold stuff. Listen to Tyler and Eric. So it's cool that you guys are all getting together. More content to watch and listen to. So thank you for keeping me sane.
Good, dude. Glad
Now,
to
right,
do that.
Everyone has. I mean, I guess we've seen a lot of predictions for Finley to come to Notre Dame, right?
Yep.
What happens if Finley doesn't come? Where do you think Notre Dame goes?
Is that assuming in this scenario that they do get the other two, the Fitzgerald?
Assuming, yes. Assume you get Fitzgerald and
Robinson.
Yeah, where would you go with it?
I mean, in
Notre Dame.
years past, like when Notre Dame's wanted 4 or maybe 5 receivers, and then they don't get their guys, they'll offer others, and then they haven't gotten them, and then they end up taking like 2 or 3. Do you remember the class where Notre Dame signed 1 receiver, Tobias Merriweather, and they were going to take they had 3 committed, and then they were trying to take a kid from Texas, like a slot speedster type kid. I can't remember his name. They were going to take 4, and they only ended up signing 1. Now, that was a Kelly class. I get it. But, like, in years past, we've just seen Notre Dame not push the envelope. And part of it because you can't get kids, and part of it is, you can't get kids into school. And then you don't want to take a kid just to take a kid. Yeah, now you may have taken 3, but they're going to hit the portal anyways because you already know they're not good enough. So if they get Fitzgerald and Robinson in addition to the 2 they have committed, 4 was probably their number. So you've hit your number, but they would still try to like flip Finley in that case or see about flipping another big time kid in the season. That would be my read.
But yeah, I mean, I think everyone right at this point.
Eric, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to go for the sweep this weekend, but I think that's like a reasonable thing to kind of think about.
Yeah, I mean, I think you hear some of that stuff that, Texas doesn't believe they're going to get him and Notre Dame's the lock. But, I mean, crazier things have happened, right? Look at Plummer.
Yeah.
Morning of
that's
night
true.
Before.
Yeah. Very wise.
Not Notre Dame. So,
yeah,
you just never know in this day and age with recruiting, NIL, and every commit you see, you always kind of think like, at what point do they decommit, right? Like, people aren't going to stop coming at Joey O'Brien. They're not going to stop coming at Kari Adams. So it's just,
dude,
it's just a different world than we're all used to. And probably you, I think you said you've been in recruiting for like 15 years?
12.
So from
12.
probably when you started to what it is now has probably changed 100%.
All right, how about this, bro? My first recruiting beat was I covered USF. And like my first big commitment was a quarterback named Quentin Flowers. He ended up, I think I want to say inarguably USF's best quarterback in program history. I broke his commitment news like before he got off the phone with USF. Like the kids didn't really post their commitments in 2013. I did it. Like that's how much different. I mean, part of the reason that's so much different is USF. I don't think Notre Dame reporters were doing that in 2013, but like, dude, it was the best. You just break everything. And now it's like, you really have to be sensitive to a lot of things. It makes sense. And I definitely am. But it is a completely different world reporting in 12 years. I mean, these kids are just bigger brands than ever. They're really superstars. And one thing is like, for me, a big part of my job is calling recruits and getting these interviews, right? It's earlier and earlier in the recruiting cycle when the kids are more difficult and more difficult to get on the phone, because it's more earlier that the kids are getting calls. I don't really cold call kids. I'll just text and say, hey, can we get on the phone? But they get blown up by guys like me more earlier in the process than ever before. And there's more outlets than ever before. There are so many blogs and independent sites and On3 24/7, whatever, who call the kids. So it is every year. Dude, Eric, let me ask you this. How fired up were you when Notre Dame got Kari Adams and Joey O'Brien committed on the same day?
I get super excited because I have a friend that's a USC fan. So I'm always hearing about Chad, and I'm like, screw Chad. But, and that's kind of the thing, right, is we've always just known the Chad classes got a lot of commitments and then a lot of decommits. And so, like, you have the mindset of, USC is going to get these decommits, but at Notre Dame, you're getting Notre Dame kids that want to be here, but you don't really expect to flip, right? So Joey O'Brien's huge. I mean, especially after seeing some of those clips from some of those camps, you're like, man, this kid's going to be amazing. I haven't watched much Kari Adams, but same thing, right? Like,
he's awesome.
Just big names. Like, I mean, what is he, top 10 corner? Like,
top 5.
Why wouldn't you want to come to Notre Dame if you're a DB? Like, it's just levels, and I think Notre Dame's up there for these DBs, and yeah. So it's exciting. I love to see it, and I want to keep seeing these wins just because I want Notre Dame to continue to stuff USC in lockers.
Oh, sorry, Eric. Sorry, I accidentally hit mute on you. The stuffing in locker, that's a good one. Eric, I appreciate you calling in. You call in anytime you want for these shows, bro. I'll always take your call, man. It's good hearing from you.
Hey, we'll have to meet up one time. I missed you in Atlanta at the little meetup with Goolsby. So one of these days we'll have to link up.
Did you go there and I had already left or something?
Yeah, you were already done. I got a pick with Ghouls, and then got to meet Luis. So that was kind of cool little experience there.
Oh man, Eric, appreciate you calling in, bro. Take it easy.
Appreciate you, Mike.
All right, Eric's awesome. All right, here's a cool thing about in 518. I'm gonna take your call next. Yesterday I talked to Kari Adams, and today I talked to Joey O'Brien to like reflect on their decisions to commit to Notre Dame. I'm gonna run those stories like early next week. I think one on Sunday and one on Monday or something. Bro, awesome interviews. Like, these kids are a little bit more relaxed. They're committed to Notre Dame, and they're just talking to a Notre Dame reporter who they've known for a while, right? Joey, I predicted to Notre Dame, 15 months before. Yeah, 15 months before he, committed to the Irish. So I've been talking to him for a while. So it's like, it's a little bit of an easier interview and just kind of talking about their recruitment. I'll give you a little snippet from the Joey interview. I talked to him a couple hours ago. He told me that after he took that Oregon official visit, that was just the week before the Notre Dame one, right? Let me just look it up. I'm like 90% sure. Let me just confirm. So, yeah, he visited Oregon, officially visited Oregon June 6th, and was at Notre Dame the next weekend. He told me that after that Oregon official, he was pretty confident that he was going to commit to Oregon, and that he was just going to Notre Dame because, like, it was just kind of out of respect. Like, he's going to take that visit that Notre Dame was his third offer and everything, and there's such deep relationships on that staff. And then he said the Friday, the few hours into his visit, he knew he wanted to go to Notre Dame. And how about this? Okay. How about this? Do you guys remember the news when Joey O'Brien announced his commitment date of June 20th, which was when he was originally going to officially visit Notre Dame, right? So he was going to do Tennessee June 13th and then Notre Dame June 20th. Well, he announced that he was going to commit on June 20th and erased the Tennessee OV. That one was off the books and put Notre Dame on June 13th. He told me that if that would have stayed the case, he doesn't think he would end up at Notre Dame because the brotherhood and the connection with the Notre Dame commits. There were 21 recruits on campus that weekend, I believe. And just how tight he got with those guys right away, because he had known a bunch of them, but like really like spending multiple days with them. He was like, I knew this was the place for me. If he would have visited on the 20th, he would have been, I think, one of 7. And basically I think it was the entire DB class was on campus that June 13th weekend. He would have been the only DB. I don't think he ends up at Notre Dame in that scenario, and he doesn't think so either. That was crazy to me. I thought that was a really neat thing. All right. So you can find that story at blueandgold.com. Folks, please hit the thumbs up, of course, if you have not done so yet. Let's hear from Augie's locker room and see they always have new stuff. Okay. I don't know if we've seen this before. The used team issued Notre Dame football gloves and cleats. I don't know if you would purchase these things to rewear them, but these are team issued gloves and cleats. For me, oh man, I'm getting these 100%. These cleats are sick. I'm getting the gloves. I'm putting them in some kind of frame. I don't know exactly what that would look like. And I'm telling my kids, grandkids, friends, this is Jeremiah Loves. That's what I would do. I don't know if they are Jeremiah Loves. It doesn't say. But that's what I would do. No one's going to know. Dude, I mean, where else are you going to buy team-issued Notre Dame football gloves and cleats besides the creepy guy at the tire store? Go to Augie's Locker Room, Notre Dame memorabilia and gifts, one-of-a-kind place, 1733 North Ironwood Drive in South Bend, just down the street from Notre Dame. Give Augie a call at 574-277-6363. Again, 1733 North Ironwood Drive in South Bend, just down the street from campus. Singer might tear his ACL if he wears them. Okay. All right. Give me a second. Text the wife back. All right, I think we're taking 518 here. So what's your name, buddy? Where are you calling from?
Sully. I'm from South Bend. I'm sitting at the main gate at Notre Dame right now.
That's sick, dude. Nice night.
Well, I had to work.
What do you do, Sully?
So I'm just sitting here. What's that?
What do you do?
Oh, I'm security at Notre Dame.
Oh, things don't sound very secure right now if you're talking to me.
Yeah, well, I'm talking to you and I'm watching everybody drive by, so we're all set.
Someone tell this guy's boss he's on the phone with Mike Singer. I'm just kidding, Sully. What's up, man? What's on your mind?
No, well, you're coming to South Bend tomorrow. Are we meeting at the linebacker for drinks or what?
There's a decent chance, to be completely honest with you, that the cast of Blue and Gold will end the night at linebacker. I don't know what time that will be,
Okay.
but
I just wonder. I mean,
there's a decent chance if anyone wants to get an autograph.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm 2 miles. I live 2 miles from the linebacker, so I'm right there.
I'm not going to be announcing anything, but bro, if you're there solely,
Yeah.
dude, I would love to
Yep.
meet you. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. The question I have with the tight end, are we done? Or, I mean, are we still, looking for one more, or we kind of finished with that?
It's a good question. And I think Henry is cool in the YouTube chat, is very looking forward to this answer. I'll give you a little bit of an answer because this is actually, I'm writing an article after I'm done with this show about Evan Jacobson and where things stand. What I can say is it's not over, but it's probably not likely. That's probably where things stand. I think Notre Dame's in a win-win scenario. If you get Evan Jacobson, awesome. That kid is a freak talent, and he's different than Freisdell and Premer. But if you don't, that's okay. And Notre Dame has Ian Premer and Preston Freisdell committed. That's kind of my read on it.
Right. And then, I know you talked about the wide receivers already. I mean, the commitments are 4th, 5th, and 6th, right?
That's right. Days? Yep.
I mean, does it look good? I mean, is it going to be a happy 4th of July?
I think so. Yeah. I've got predictions in for Notre Dame to go to sweep. And I don't know. So you tell me, maybe I'm just a Notre Dame homer. I've got Notre Dame landing the rest of their targets in terms of predictions. Past this weekend, Nick Reddish, I've got to Notre Dame. I've got Elijah Golden to Notre Dame. I do have Jacobson to Notre Dame on a prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if I changed that very soon in the next couple days.
That Golden, that would be a huge get for Notre Dame, that Golden kid, because those are the kids we usually don't get.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame. Notre Dame would beat out Bama, Oklahoma, and Virginia Tech, and he's a Virginia kid, so that would be quite a notable victory. And yeah, he's a pot of gold kid. So Notre Dame offered him, 15 months ago, and that would be a huge one. And that D-line class would be, maybe it's not as good as it could have been.
Right.
Maybe you get 5 and that 5th, like if you have the 3 committed plus Golden, and then you get like, Dre Quinn or Noah Clark or one of those kids. Yeah. Maybe it's your best D-line class and, going back a decade or so, but this still would probably be Notre Dame's best D-line class in several years.
Right. So on a side note, I was sitting here the other day working again, and Malachi Fields came through.
How's he look?
So one of the best parts of my job is when the players come through. I get to talk to him a little bit, So I was talking with him, and I was just asking him, are you going to be stretching the field this year? He goes, well, that's the plan. Well, that's good. Because we certainly need somebody to stretch the field. So, it's good stuff.
You never know what you're going to get with these call-in shows. Last week I had a drunk swan dong call in. We've had I think one time we had like a lacrosse coach or something call in, and now we get a security guard working.
You've never had anybody from Notre Dame working security call into your show.
This is got to be a first.
I'm number one.
Yeah, I've probably only done 10 of these or so, but yeah, you're definitely the first.
Yeah. No, listen, your shows. I mean, your shows when they come out of me, and I'm always watching it. And if I don't catch it that night, I pick it up the next day. I just sit there and I just watch.
Nice.
I mean, it's I mean, you got you're always in on the recruiting, so I mean, it helps me. It helps so I can. My son, he's back in New York, so I keep him updated of what you're talking about too. So he enjoys that too. So.
I love it. So
he went to Holy Cross. Nice. He went to Holy Cross. He graduated at 24. So I retired from New York and came out here so I could be with him. So he was at Holy Cross. So that's why I'm here.
I love it. Now, did you grow up a Notre Dame fan?
Oh my God, yeah.
So this is a great job for you.
Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, my father. I mean, he was a huge Notre Dame fan. He used to go to the games, Yankee Stadium when they played Army. He used to tell me about those stories when he went down to Notre Dame. When he went down to Yankee Stadium. So I kind of picked it up there. I was born in '65, so I mean, '73 and all that. I mean, it was pretty. My father was a huge Notre Dame fan. So.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. Go ahead. Unfortunately, he never made it out to Notre Dame. But other than that, I mean, it's great to get out here, and hopefully, maybe I'll see you. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
I mean, like I said, there's a decent chance I end up at the Backer tomorrow. Yeah. Not a guarantee. I don't like big crowds, so what's tomorrow? Thursday night at the Backer.
Yeah, I don't think
in July
Thursday
sounds good to me.
It's not a lot. Wednesday's bigger because it's trivia night, so that's huge. But Thursday, I don't think.
I hate
it's
trivia,
gonna be
so that's fun.
Yeah. Well, listen, if you get to the backer, just look for the guy with the Notre Dame hat. That'll be me.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be the only one. All right, Sully. Good talking to you, my friend.
All right, you take it. You take it easy. And great show. I appreciate everything you guys do.
All right, thank you. That guy was awesome. I hope I meet him at the backer. 630. We'll get to your comments in just a second. Yeah, J Car earlier, I queued this one up. He said going 0 for 3 last year. Receiver was rough with Meadows, Hines, and Dylan Robinson. I don't remember his last name. Hines was always a weird one. I never got the sense that Notre Dame pushed that hard for him, or some people on staff did, some people didn't. It was a weird thing. But Meadows definitely stung, and I think like Joey O'Brien and Derek Meadows is not like a perfect apples to apples, but like high profile recruitments, like super high profile 5-star type, buzz and everything, and how hard these schools are going after them. And Notre Dame didn't get Meadows, but they did get O'Brien. I had such a good conversation with Brian. Like, what a fantastic interview. What do you guys, are you subscribed to blueandgold.com? I'm telling you, it is the place to be. It's the place to be. Come on. Let's go. All right, this is just today, guys. It is July 2nd. This is a slow time of year. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 articles. 10 articles on the site today. We got a big staff too, but still 10 articles. I'm gonna keep you busy, man. And then the message board. I mean, come on. Message board. It's rocking and rolling. Look at all of these threads. So this is like the most recent comment here. All these in just the past hour for you to click on. Get in we had a guy call earlier. No one in his family cares about football or whatever. This is your family. This is your community. Talk ball with. They're just as crazy about Notre Dame as you are. Lotus, send me a half the year off coupon. I'll subscribe today. Email me. I'll see what I can do. Mike.singer@on3.com. I got you, bro. I'll see what I can do. I know I can at least get you 25% off, but if you email me, I'll see what I can do. Okay, and then we had 630. This might be the last caller. Of the night. 630. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hey, Singer, it's Ted, and I'm calling from DC.
Ted from DC. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I'm really excited. I just want to say thanks about all the work you and Tim Hyde put into this, man. It's great. We've been on a heater last month or so. It's like Aaron Lynch and it's like Eddie Vander Doss's grandmother never got sick. So I love the the work we've been putting in, the recruits we've been closing on. It's great.
It is. I think top 5 is very much achievable for the Irish in this class. And it's like how many recruits that Notre Dame didn't get is like, man, that one really stung. Like Notre Dame was there. Like they should have gotten this kid. It's like if Joey O'Brien would have went elsewhere or Corey Adams, even Corey Adams went elsewhere.
We just
wouldn't have stung that bad. I didn't think he was coming to Notre Dame for a while, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, with Coach Freeman, it's such a breath of fresh air. Like, I say what you want. I don't want to look in the past about Kelly, but that was just, that we'd have a lot of excuses and we wouldn't close them. So this is great news, and I'm glad the whole fandom is really pumped. I have some questions though, and I'm really worried about this defensive coordinator Chris Ash. Should I be worried? We had such a high bar that I'm worried about this. What's your take? Do you think that he's going to drop off at all?
From what? All right, listen. Do you have reason to be concerned? Sure, it's a new coach. Like, man, he was just like a scout or something with the Jaguars, and like now he's our DC.
Yeah.
If you want to be concerned by that, I understand. I totally understand. I'm sure Chris Ash would understand. But from what I'm being told, now I'm not trying to sway you one way or another, but from what I'm being told, elite gets tossed around from people
Okay.
that I talked to about Ash, like very smart football mind, like very much like he's different than Al Golden. Of course, they're not the same person, but they're kind of expecting the same results. He's going to run more zone. There's going to be some different things, but the biggest takeaway for me and what I've heard about Chris Ash is that everything's going to be easier and simpler. Maybe that's simpler to kind of understand the defense. They're going to be able to just fly more and not have to think as much. That's I don't have like specifics from like what Golden did to what Ash is going to do in that specific sense, but multiple folks with knowledge of the inner workings of what Ash is going to bring to Notre Dame have told me like it's going to be a lot easier for the defense. Like I don't know if it's like terms or assignments or what, but I think that Notre Dame's defense is just going to be it's going to be like a well-oiled machine. You're going to be like, oh yeah, there is a new defense career. I forgot about that. Like it seems like, it feels like Notre Dame hasn't dropped the beat. That's kind of what I'm expecting. So, if you want to be excited, not whatever. But I from what I'm being told, I'm encouraged and optimistic.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he can make the same adjustments that we've been used to with the last couple of defensive coordinators. I'm hopeful. The other thing that I was looking at the roster with heights and weights that came out. Man, have we heard anything about running 2-back sets with running backs? Because I'd love to have Young as a lead blocker, and it just I feel like with our offensive line, if we don't put more than one back there, we're missing an opportunity, especially with where we are at wide receiver.
I would love 2 backs. Like even if it's Price in the backfield and Love's lined up in the slot, and then he's like an H back in motion on this play, or he's lined. You got Carr or Minchie lined up back there, behind center, and got backs on both sides of him, and one of them motions out. Like I think all of that stuff is exciting. Any kind of
because like we didn't really have a strong screen game. We ran sort of that jet sweep, and then to phase on, and then there was like some sort of like just not regular middle screen to a running back, and I feel like maybe that was because our quarterback was such a great runner. They wouldn't have to do that, but like I'm looking forward to that this year.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Notre Dame's got playmakers, man. They've got playmakers. Phase on in the quick game. I mean, this. I don't know, man. If the quarterback situation works out and Carr or Minchie can deliver, I mean, the running backs are going to be better than last year. They're the same players, but a year older. The receivers are going to be better. The tight ends, maybe about the same. Could be better.
Yeah.
O-line.
Yeah, O-line's going to be better.
Yeah.
I just feel like
O-line's.
If we can get more than 7 yards a pass attempt, it's really going to open up the offense. I just hope that Denbrock really commits, because he likes to pass it, but I just want to see us run over teams and really take the will out of them, because if I had to face Notre Dame, I'd hate to face the talent we have at running back. I would be like, I don't know how we game plan against this.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah. O-line's probably better. D-line. I mean, Notre Dame.
D-line's got some questions, but we got some bodies.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like we're not going to replace Riley Mills 1-for-1, but maybe 3 guys can replace. And, what was the guy who played in Ohio State, who's got size, who started in place of Riley? He's not don't sleep on that guy. He's good. Is it Reuben something?
Rubio.
Sorry, Singer. I don't know the defensive line as well as I should.
Talking about Gabriel Rubio, big interior guy.
Yeah, Gabe Rubio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Botelho is now going to miss a good chunk of the season, which sucks. But I think Boubacar Traore's got a ton of potential. Linebackers will be great. Defensive backs. I mean, losing Ben Morrison and Watts, still going to be a really good secondary. So I'm excited about this season.
And Young is 6'6", 270. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. Something like that. Yep.
Okay, we haven't had someone like that since Justin Tuck. So I'm excited. Anyway, I can't thank you enough. We listen from DC all the time, and my hope is that we get some celebrities calling in this year. It was awesome that Gillis was around in the playoff, but I'm hoping to get some of these NFL dads to call into these shows.
It's a good idea. I haven't thought about that, to have some of my connects hey, you want to call into the show? I hadn't thought about that. Ted, I like that. I'm going to use that. Thank you for the call, brother.
You're welcome, buddy. And keep crushing it. Have fun in South Bend. And don't go to linebacker. It's very sticky in there. Corby's is a better spot.
Good to know. Thanks, Ted.
Just joking.
All right. Why not both? All right, last call. Going 860. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Andre from Hartford, Connecticut.
Andre, what's going on, bro?
Good. My question is, what do you think of a Notre Dame Clemson national championship?
Oh,
last year, I bet that Ohio State and Notre Dame were going to end up in the chip.
At what point did you bet that?
Oh, I made the bet in August, right before the season.
What'd you bet and what'd you make?
Oh, I put down $100 and I made back almost $3,000.
That was a future, that specific thing. What is that, like a FanDuel draft?
Yeah, you can bet on who you think's gonna be in what. And for whatever reason, I was talking to my son mom about it, and I'm like, Notre Dame and Ohio State is gonna end up in the national championship.
Are you a Notre Dame fan, Andre?
Yeah, my brother went to Notre Dame.
Damn. Did you think about, before the Penn State game, hedging or cashing out or anything like that? Or are you rolling with it?
No. After we beat Georgia, I just knew we were gonna end up there.
But what about at 10-0 against Penn State?
My PTSD from the Brian Kelly days are over. So I have no doubt about Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, you needed my boy Steve Angeli to come in to save the day. I got you.
Absolutely, I love Angeli.
He's a Northeast guy, like yourself. In terms of Clemson, though, I love it. That bet is so tricky though, because if they're on the same side of the bracket, it's kind of impossible. I mean, I feel like $100 to get 3,000. I feel like you should have got paid out even more than that. I mean, that is a crazy. I mean, that's impressive, but I like it. I wouldn't bet $100 on it, but I like it, Andre. I like it, especially if you can cash out later in the season. If you can get your money back and makes a little on top, but that's impressive, bro. Yeah, we Mark with glasses says he needs to see the screenshot. So I want to see the screenshot of that to black out anything I'm not allowed to see. You don't want the internet seeing any information, and then tweet me. I got to see it, bro. That is a crazy bet, especially if it was August. I have to see it.
I got you.
Dang. But yeah, I like Clemson this year. I like Clemson. The Notre Dame thing is just, I love pretty much everything for Notre Dame. Just, man, a rookie quarterback taking Notre Dame to the promised land like that. I don't know. I got to see it a little bit. I got to see it.
Especially. That kid is special. That pass he threw in the spring game to Larson.
Down the left
When
sideline.
was the last time he had a quarterback who can throw like that?
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some guys who could complete some of those passes for sure, but just how Carr, the presence back there, man, it's special for sure.
So pretty. It just looks effortless. It
Mhm.
looks like he's throwing feathers.
Yeah. Anything else on your mind, brother?
Nope. I just wanted to get in touch with you. I love the show.
Appreciate you,
I watch
Andre.
it every day. I watch it every time it comes out, and go Irish. That's it.
Andre, I appreciate you, man. Call in again next time, all right?
Yep.
All right, cool. I have to see that screenshot. Andre, if you're still listening, I need to see it. So tweet that to me. That is crazy. That's crazy. All right, that is going to do. What a fun show. Fun show today. If you have not done so yet, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel for more content. And subscribe to blueandgold.com for all the insider coverage on Notre Dame football and recruiting. Next show will be Tuesday, six-pack show next week. No recruiting show on Friday. You guys enjoy your 4th. Stay safe. Lock into blueandgold.com, and I will catch you guys next time. Chris, the bet was crazy. If he bet Notre Dame, Ohio State in August that they're going to play the national championship game, that is what's crazy. But anyways, all right, guys, appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.